With me now, one of the intrepid reporters who broke this story, investigative reporter for Bloomberg, Jason Leopold. Also here, former federal prosecutor Alyse Adamson. Glad to have both of you. Jason, I got to know more about this because we knew a lot about the sex trafficking, the sweetheart deal that Alex Acosta, who was then the U.S. attorney down in Florida, gave in 2008. But he told Congress he did not remember any potential financial crimes being part of the investigation. Then your reporting suggests otherwise. So what do you think Acosta actually did know?
Well, we spoke to Alex Acosta's attorney who said he just didn't recall. And in addition to that, he said it would not be unusual if a prosecutor was pursuing this financial crimes investigation. But he did say that he did not recall. This took place 20 years ago. He said that he allowed his prosecutors to proceed with the investigation. But the documents that we have, our reporting shows these documents that we have from Epstein's personal Yahoo account, which include emails and his attorney's correspondence, show that Alex Acosta was copied on these discussions revolving around money laundering, which has remained shrouded in secrecy until we reported this story.
I mean, Alyse, Acosta's attorney told Bloomberg, quote, back in 2006, the Southern District employed over 200 attorneys and at any given moment conducted countless investigations. Although Mr. Acosta approved the terms of the Epstein matter, he did not direct that investigation or any investigation for that matter. Well, then bring that home to the point Jason just raised about him being CC'd, which you could probably be CC'd on some things, but obviously this is a very important investigation. Does it pass a smell test?
Now, Laura, I mean, again, it's hard because this was many years ago and we don't know what was in his mind. What I can tell you is this. This was a very big investigation, and we also know that there was a campaign, right, to make this case go away. It ultimately resolved in a non-prosecution agreement, which is very, very, very rare, if not never happens in cases of sex trafficking. So personally, I do find it hard to believe that with such a significant case where we know a lot of folks worked on it, and we know now that Mr. Acosta was CC'd, that he wouldn't have been aware of what his line attorneys, those are the rank and file attorneys working under him, were actually investigating, the scope of the investigation.
I mean, money laundering is a very significant and memorable investigation, frankly, especially if you say that this could have led to, in some way, identifying other people who may have facilitated the crime that he does remember discussing. Jason, you write that Epstein's legal team launched a pressure campaign against prosecutors investigating the money trail. How effective was that campaign?
It's hard to say from this correspondence how effective it was. But in these letters, it was in the context of the larger investigation, the sex crimes investigation that was taking place. But they had lodged a number of prosecutorial misconduct complaints against these prosecutors, essentially saying that they improperly broadened the scope of the investigation to include money laundering. Which, by the way, this money laundering investigation went on for 18 months. It started in February of 2007, and it did not end until Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to the state charge, sex crimes charge in Florida.
And just so we're clear, Jason, tell me what you were seeing, the kinds of documents. You're saying that Epstein himself was aware of a money laundering investigation and corresponded with people about it?
Yeah, Epstein was corresponding with his attorneys. He was incensed about this. He was incensed when his attorneys found out that in August of 2007, that when negotiations over this non-prosecution agreement stalled, that the lead prosecutor, the assistant U.S. attorney Marie Villafana, had expanded this into a money laundering investigation. And they tried to get that essentially scuttled by lodging these complaints with the U.S. Attorney's Office and Maine Justice. Top officials, they wanted a complete review of this case. And I do want to make one point here, since you noted it about Alex Acosta. This afternoon, James Comer, the chair of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, he sent a letter to Acosta's attorney asking if Acosta wanted to clarify his testimony last month, where he said, "I don't recall this, a financial crimes investigation." Ultimately, his attorney responded with the same statement, that you read, that he gave to us in our reporting. But I thought that was notable, just the fact that the committee reached out.
Alyse, you seem to be intrigued by that as well. The idea of, obviously, a congressional oversight committee is not a criminal investigation, but they often can be symbiotic in their approach. What does this tell you that Congress is still intrigued? Does it impact at all some larger investigation, knowing, of course, that Epstein himself is dead?
Yes, I know. But I think, Congress is very interested in the Epstein files, in the Epstein case now. We know public pressure has caused them to continue their investigation. So I don't find it surprising now with this new reporting that they're digging in. I think their constituents are having them do that. I do think it's interesting, though, that Comer would like him to clarify his testimony. What that signals to me is that, to borrow your phrase, it's not passing the smell test. Now that there seems to be this contemporaneous evidence that suggests that he might have known, he might want to add a little bit more context to what he said before.
Particularly these times when people are already investigating whether someone's honest to Congress. We'll see. Jason, Alyse, thank you both.
Thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.